Hey everyone, welcome back to Ride Zone Bikes, and today we are diving into something very exciting, the full review and explanation of the upcoming 2025 Royal Enfield Flying Flea C6. This motorcycle has been creating a lot of buzz because it represents a bold step by Royal Enfield into the electric space, and the way they've gone about it is unlike anything else on the market. It's a bike that blends retro heritage with futuristic HEV technology, and it's built to make a statement in terms of design, performance, and brand philosophy. So let's break down what the Flying Flea C6 has to offer, from features and styling to performance and pricing, and then we'll see whether it really has what it takes to capture both loyal Royal Enfield fans and new-age electric riders. The Flying Flea C6 draws its name and identity from the original Royal Enfield Flying Flea, a lightweight motorcycle used during World War II. Famous for its agility and ruggedness. That heritage has been reimagined here in a contemporary electric form, but the styling nods to the past remain strong. The very first thing that stands out is its chassis. Instead of the traditional steel double cradle or tubular frame we see on most Enfields, this one features a forged aluminium chassis that immediately cuts down on weight while also providing stiffness and balance. The front end uses a girder-style aluminium fork setup, which is a rare sight in today's motorcycle world. This isn't just for looks, it's a design choice that ties back to early motorcycles while giving the C6 a distinct face. Combined with a slim, sculpted battery enclosure shaped like a classic fuel tank, the Flying Flea C6 manages to look like a proper motorcycle rather than just a battery on wheels. Royal Enfield hasn't held back on the tech either. The bike is expected to be powered by a mid-mounted electric motor coupled with a magnesium-based or magnesium-cooled battery pack. The use of magnesium here is important because it reduces weight and improves thermal performance, helping the battery stay cool under stress. It also adds a premium element to the build quality. The bike will come with a modern VCU, or vehicle control unit, which will handle everything from throttle response and regenerative braking to ride modes and power delivery. Speaking of ride modes, there will be 5: Eco, Rain, Tour, Performance, and a custom mode where you can tailor throttle sensitivity, regen strength, and other dynamics. On top of that, you're looking at safety features like dual-channel ABS, traction control, and even cornering ABS, which is more commonly seen on higher-end motorcycles. Cruise control, smartphone-based keyless entry, and wireless phone charging integrated into the tank area are also expected to be part of the package. When it comes to performance, the Flying Flea C6 isn't trying to be the fastest electric motorcycle on the market, but rather a well-balanced urban and near-city companion. Early numbers suggest a top speed of around 115 km per hour, which is more than enough for city riding and some expressway stints. The real-world range is said to be around 100 km. Maybe slightly higher depending on the riding mode and terrain. That puts it squarely in the commuter-friendly category rather than long-distance touring. However, Royal Enfield has been testing the bike in challenging terrains like Clodic, which suggests they are making sure durability and performance aren't limited to smooth city roads. Instant torque delivery, which is a hallmark of electric motors, will make it feel lively and responsive in traffic. With quick off-the-line acceleration, the girder fork design will likely give it a firmer, more communicative front end compared to telescopic forks, and a monoshock rear should balance out comfort and handling. Regenerative braking will add another layer of control, with adjustable levels so riders can choose whether they want more engine braking-like feel or freer coasting. The design is another area where the Flying Flea C6 shines. It's got that unmistakable Royal Enfield DNA with upright proportions, an narrow profile, and minimalist bodywork, but the details give it futuristic flair. Full LED lighting is standard, with a round headlamp housing that stays true to tradition while being entirely modern. The instrument cluster is a round TFT display that supports smartphone connectivity, navigation, and ride data. The rear end is clean and minimal, with an integrated tail light and indicators, giving it a tidy look. Early color options include green and yellow, adding to the retro vibe. The overall stance is compact and approachable, perfect for weaving through city traffic. In terms of materials, The mix of aluminium and magnesium shows Royal Enfield's intent to not just throw a big battery on a frame but really think about weight distribution, ride feel, and aesthetics. Now let's talk about price, because this will determine a lot of how the market perceives the Flying Flea C6. In India, the bike is estimated to cost around 4.5 lakh rupees ex-showroom, which translates to roughly $5,500 to $6,500 in international markets. Some analysts think Royal Enfield might release a lower-priced variant closer to 2.5 to 3 lakh rupees to capture a wider audience, but the premium build and materials suggest that the C6 will sit in the higher bracket. In the United States and Europe, sources suggest a price around $6,500, which puts it in direct competition with mid-level electric motorcycles rather than budget commuters. The official launch is expected in early 2026, but with test mules already seen on Indian roads, a reveal could come as early as 2025. So what makes the Flying Flea C6 unique in a crowded EV market? First, the styling. No other electric motorcycle looks like this. The girder fork, the slim retro tank design, and the blend of old-school Royal Enfield identity with modern details make it stand out visually. Second, the features. It's not just another basic commuter EV. Multiple ride modes, cornering ABS, traction control, TFT display, and a lightweight chassis show Royal Enfield is serious about making this more than a novelty. Third, the brand factor. Royal Enfield carries huge credibility in India and an increasing presence globally, and that brand trust is going to matter a lot when convincing buyers to switch to electric. Of course, there are limitations. A range of about 100 kilometers might not satisfy those looking for a long-distance use. Charging times and fast charging capability are still unclear, which could become a deciding factor. The price is also a question. If it stays at the higher end, buyers will compare it with other electric motorcycles that might offer more range or power. And since this is Royal Enfield's first serious electric venture, long-term reliability and serviceability remain unknowns until proven on the road. But overall, the 2025 Royal Enfield Flying Flea C6 is shaping up to be one of the most interesting electric motorcycles in its category. It's not trying to be a superbike. Instead, it's carving out a space as a stylish, practical, and tech-loaded urban EV with character and heritage. If you're someone who values design, history, and modern features as much as you care about performance, this bike could be a perfect blend of past and future. We'll be keeping a close eye as more specs are officially confirmed, but as it stands, the Flying Flea C6 has the potential to be a game-changer in Royal Enfield's lineup and a strong competitor in the growing electric motorcycle segment. That's all for today's review. Let us know in the comments what you think about the Flying Flea C6, whether you'd consider it for your next ride, and how you feel about Royal Enfield's move into the electric space. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Ride Zone Bikes for more reviews and deep dives on the latest machines. Thanks for watching and ride safe.